Hello and welcome one and all to Neighbour North York's weekly Willowdale interview series, Meet Your Neighbor. Each week we introduce you to a new neighbor in the spirit of building a more connected community. And we ask them all the tough questions like, what's the best place to get your sweat on in Willowdale? And God only knows, after this Thanksgiving weekend, I need the answer to that question. This week, we are joined by Sean Heffernan, a relatively new Willowdaler who is one of the owners of F45 Training North York, located in Empress Walk. You may see him through the glass of the second floor of Empress, empowering people through exercise and helping to build community here in Willowdale. And after seeing how welcoming the Willowdale community was to him and his business, he decided to also move into the area in 2019. We are thrilled to have Sean here tonight. And before we bring him out, allow me to introduce you to our host, the one, the only, Lily Chang. Hey, Lily.
Hi, Sebastian. How are you?
I'm good. Did you have a good Thanksgiving weekend?
We did. We had such an exciting Thanksgiving weekend. As you know, as you were there, we ran our first ever Thanksgiving pop-up food bank. And it was just incredible to see it all come together because of the generosity of Willowdalers.
100%. Yeah, it was definitely the highlight of my Thanksgiving weekend, just to, see the community come out. And I've never seen that many turkeys before. I don't know what the final count was on turkeys. I think it was like 90 turkeys or something like that. And yeah, it was definitely special. So I was happy to be there, and I know all of our team was as well. But enough about that. I'll let you have a wonderful evening with Mr. Heffernan. Have fun.
Thanks, Sebastian. So we're really pleased to have this chance to connect with a local business owner and resident here in Willowdale. And I'm sure all of us are looking forward to finding out how we can get fit as we approach this holiday season that is upon us. I think there's a long stretch between now until New Year's where there's many, many feasts. So how are we going to manage this season of feasts? Let's find out from Sean. Welcome, Sean.
Hi, Lily. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being part of our community. I've heard such great things about you, in particular, just your high energy and how it emanates all the way from the window of your store to the street on Yonge, where we can see many people sweating and then feel like, oh, maybe I need to start moving. So tell us a little bit about your history with Willowdale. How long have you been running a business here in our community?
You can find us on the second floor at Empress Walk and watching us yell at everybody and encourage them through the workouts. We opened our doors at the end of 2018. So this is actually coming up on our 3rd year anniversary, like with all the closures and everything. We'll call it like maybe 2, but it's our 3rd year anniversary coming up in November. And so end of 2018, we were supposed to open like a lot before that, but there were some delays and whatnot, and we finally made it. And it's been 3 years running now, and we love it. Love the community.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
It's no easy feat to still be open after the long lockdown. So we wish your business well. So this concept F45, maybe you can explain it, because most of us hear numbers and we're like, oh, is that a jet plane? What is an F45?
Yeah, pretty much like that. No, so the F stands for functional. And functional training is just basically exercises that are designed to make you better in your everyday life, whether it be bending over and picking something up, lifting something above your head. Like we do just basic functional movements, like focus on squatting, on deadlifting, on pressing. And these are just movements that you see in your everyday life and that you're going to be using no matter how old you are. And so we pride ourselves on being for all different fitness levels. When you go to a regular gym, you're going to be focusing on isolation. Like you might go into the gym and work your chest one day and work your back the other day. Whereas we try to make it like a full body workout. and at the same time, like still looking at building lean muscle mass and getting a nice physique. And that's what the F stands for. And then the 45 is for 45-minute classes. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah. And so, how long have you been working in the stream of F45 fitness program?
So I've been like since we opened. So before that, I was going to an F45 for maybe 2 years. The way, like, so I was working. I have a background in like athletics. I've played soccer and hockey and rugby, and I've coached it my whole life pretty much. Went to school for sports management and just have been in that athletic space for like my whole life. And I was at work one day. I was working for the city at the time and walked by the first F45 in Toronto. So F45 is an Australian-based franchise. It's based out of Australia, and so the first one that was open was in Liberty Village, and we came across that. And you just walk by, and similar to what you're saying, you look through the window and you see all the energy. You can hear the energy. The music is just, and me and my friend walked by, and we're like, "What is going on here?" And so we walked in, inquired about it, and so like for 2 years, I was working out there, doing my also training on the side, and then we just decided to take the plunge and open it up. So roughly, like, been a member at F45 for 2 years, and now an owner for 3 years.
So, you're pretty, new to Willowdale. What has stood out to you about this neighborhood?
Ooh, everything. Like I truly have fallen in love with it. Like the reason why we chose my exposure to Willowdale came from like I had a few friends who lived in the neighborhood, and I was spending time here, going to all the restaurants, like going out for dinner and everything. Like I also spent almost 2 years in Korea teaching English, so all the all the Korean cuisine. I'm like, okay, I gotta I gotta stay around here more often. No, that's not the only reason why I opened a business here, but I just fell in love with the neighborhood, the diversity, the people. Like everyone's so kind, and just being on Young Street, like there's so much happening, and yeah, it's just a fun place to be.
Hmm. Yeah, just on that note of kindness, you might have heard Sebastian and I mention that we did a turkey Thanksgiving food bank pop up. And basically, 2.5 weeks ago, we had zero turkeys and no budget really for this pop up. But because of the kindness of Willowdalers, within 2 weeks, we were able to raise over $2,000 and 90 turkeys.
That's awesome.
So,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
so you're not wrong when you say, that the people in our neighborhood are kind. But have you also found that there's been a great interest in fitness in our community?
Yes, 100%. Like the response we've gotten since we opened has been incredible. Like in terms of the franchise, like we had some of the highest numbers in all of Canada for pre-sales, and our membership was just steadily growing, up until March of last year, obviously. And it's like the response has has been awesome. Like people, what what our gym focuses a lot around is not just the workout. Like the workout is amazing, but F45 is a community. And if you ask any of our members or anyone that's walked through our doors, there's a different feeling. Like it's not some big box gym. Like the trainers know your name. You're working out and you're sweating next to somebody. And I know that sounds kind of weird now after we're coming out of this pandemic, but like you build a bond when you're just going through a class together. And it's like you could have um like an ex-college athlete working out with you, and you can have your grandmother or grandfather working out and doing the same variation of the workouts. So like it's for all fitness levels because our personal trainers personalize the workout for you. So like you build this community bond, and that's what's been the greatest thing about this gym for me, is seeing like the community that we've built. Like we do socials, we do charity events. Like I think we did a North York, the food harvest, the food bank. We did a drive and like 300 pounds of food, and we do all these types of events, and that's when you see the community come out and really support each other. It's awesome.
That's great. I always love to hear about fellow community builders in our neighborhoods. So,
Yeah.
so great to hear that. And just to know that, because I think a lot of people who live in our neighborhood live in condos, and it's really easy to feel like you're living anonymously in a condo because oftentimes people don't know their neighbors. So, having a gym that is a friendly, welcoming place where you can see people that you get to know over time and that you get to be known in the journey as well. I think that means a lot to people here in our community. So thank you for offering that and creating that. What do you think is the special sauce that allows people to feel that sense of community and belongingness in your classes?
Um, I think primarily it comes down, like, our staff is amazing. Like the trainers are there, they care about you, they want to learn your name, and just being welcoming. Like our door is open to everyone. It's inclusive. We're gonna help you no matter what your situation is. Like no matter what fitness level you're at, or even just mentally, nutrition wise. We're just like a one-stop shop for everything. Like we're gonna sit down, we're gonna take time, we're gonna come up with some goals of where you're gonna go and what you need to do. And I think that just goes a long way. And like when you have members that also care about the other members, you find that camaraderie where it's like, hey, it's your first day, let me help you out. Like, and it's not even the trainers doing it, it's the fellow members, because they know they've been there before. And I'm not sure how to pinpoint what the secret sauce is, but I think it just comes down to the people and all aspects of it. Like whether it be the members, whether it be the trainers, whether it be the owners, and it's just everyone's there and takes time out of their day to help each other out, and you can feel it.
Well, that sounds like a beautiful formula. So, as Sebastian and I were mentioning, people are recovering from Thanksgiving and the holiday season is upon us. What, is the bare minimum for busy people to be able to, maybe mitigate some of the damage of this season?
Well, it's just come into F45 and that's it, right?
Yeah. How many times a week is the bare minimum to
No,
see it?
like, well, no. And being honest, it's not just about coming into F45. Like the you can do anything really. Like you can go for walks, you can bike ride, you can join F45. You can just, like, in terms of getting moving, that's the best thing you can do. But in all honesty, and people don't want to hear when they come into the gym, it's about your nutrition. It's about things like your nutrition, your sleep, your water intake. Are you going to really take the time to focus on those things? It's like the workout and your exercise is just an added bonus to whatever you're doing. But if you're not like taking care of those three things first, which is the sleep, the nutrition, and the water, then like that these holiday seasons are going to be extra tough. And I'm not saying like
Ah.
don't indulge ever, um,
So,
but yeah.
yeah, no plates of pumpkin pie and apple
No, no,
pie.
like on the ones. It depends how many Thanksgivings you're doing, but
Yeah, well,
yeah,
there's
just
always something to celebrate. That's kind of the
yeah,
problem.
exactly. Every night, yeah. But in terms of
So,
F45, um, something like a program like ours, I always recommend trying to come in 4 times a week. And if you want, yeah, chances, yeah. And if you want to get like some real results, then that's generally the type of the bare minimum you want to be you want to be coming in to get some results.
Okay, so Janice Appleby is asking, how does F45 work? Is it pay as you go, or yeah, how
Yeah.
can you participate?
So it depends on like the package you're looking for. So you could do drop-in classes, you could do a pack of 10, but what we really recommend, and this is what I'm saying with coming in 4 times a week, at least we recommend like our unlimited packages. So our unlimited packages give you access to all the classes throughout the week. You can book as many as you want, depending on your schedule, and that's really what we recommend. And when you get that package, it also comes with a complete nutrition plan, so you can do things like avoid the pumpkin pie and maybe just use that as a cheat meal. But yeah, and so yeah, it's all class based. So if you want to do like a drop-in class, you could do that, and that's at $35. If you want to do a 10 pack, it drops down a little bit and $30 a class. But if you want to do like one of the unlimited packages, you're looking at like $69 a week.
And what do people say when they first take a class? Is it challenging? Is it hard to get used to the movements? What is it like for a newbie?
Yeah, so depending on your, that's the question we get asked a lot. Like, is this like, do you have any beginner classes? And the answer is no. It's not like there aren't any beginner classes. It's like I said before, everyone, like, doesn't matter what fitness level you're at, you can come in and do the class. So when you come in, just so like I could visualize it for everyone, you come in and there's screens everywhere, and so the screens display the workout that you're doing. So if you've ever been to like any kind of boot camp fitness class, you'll have the trainer at the front, and the trainer is going to demo the exercises for you, and you follow the trainer as best as possible. And so what we do is we take that trainer and we put it on a screen. So when you get to a station, you look up, and on the screen, it's going to display the exercise that you're doing. So if I'm at one fitness level and there's someone at another fitness level, they're going to be looking at that exercise, and one person might be able to do it and one person can't. So what we do is our trainers are there, they're personal trainers, and they personalize the program for you. So they'll regress the exercise for that certain member and make them be able to get through the workout as best as possible. Like, as long as you're moving in the class and doing something, that's all that really matters. Like, some classes like will be like, go, 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 you have to do it this way. It's like no, like, we're there to personalize it and make sure you can get through it. And after the work, so I know I rambled there a bit, but to get back to your question about after the workout, it depends. Like, you're gonna feel like you got that workout, but it's not like at the point of like, oh my god, I can't walk anymore kind of thing. It's like we try to make sure that you go at your own pace that's comfortable for you, because we want you to come back. It's not good if you go to a class and you can't come back, or
Move,
you can't
if
get
you can't
through it.
move the next day.
Yeah.
You're like,
Like,
"Ah."
you're gonna be doing any type of different program in fitness, like, you're gonna be sore. There's if you're coming off a lockdown and you haven't really moved for a year, or like all you've been doing is very minimal exercise, getting into any program is going to be a little bit challenging, and you're going to feel all kinds of muscles that you've never felt before. But it's not to say that like you can't keep coming back and getting the most out of those exercises.
So is F45 weights, or is it cardio, or is it a combination of the two?
So it's a combination of the two. And that is why, like, you can come in 4 or 5. We have members that come in 6 times a week, because every day is something different. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday is more of a cardio based workout, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday are strength based workouts, and on the Saturday it's an hour long, and it's a hybrid. It's a mix of cardio and strength. So like I said before, you're not like strictly isolating one muscle group one day and then coming back and doing it again. We're doing like full body workouts, whether it be cardio or strength, but they're all different. So you're targeting something different every day. And that's why it's like meant for you to be able to come in and just move 45 minutes, you're in, you're out. The workout's already done for you. You don't have to plan anything. It's just streamlined like that really well.
So is it circuit based, or is it everybody doing a class together?
So everyone is doing a class in a circuit. So this is another thing. Because of COVID, F45 has always been a circuit, right? We do high intensity interval training. You follow the timer on the screen, and it tells you when to go and when to stop and when to change exercises. So there'll be stations set up throughout the room, and you're going to run through the circuit. But because of COVID, and they put a stop to small group training, so we had to. It was a really good pivot, as they would say, that lovely word pivot. We created boxes, right? And so instead of moving around the room, everyone had their own box that was socially distanced, 2 meters apart. And that box had their own equipment with their own workout on the screen. So like generally you would be working out with everyone going from station to station. So instead of that, you're staying in your own box, using your own equipment. You don't have to share with anybody. You're not close to anybody, but you still run through your own personal circuit. So it's like, it was a great substitute, but it's not like the regular F45, which is interesting because today was our first day of going back to something similar. We started going back in a circuit style, but instead of going in laps around the room, we just stay in like one station. We give extra time for cleaning. Like it's really slowed down. There's it's one step closer to what F45 would normally be like, but we just slowed it down a bit.
I mean, that's what we have to do during the pandemic.
Yeah.
We have to just keep pivoting and adapting, and sounds like you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
It
Like,
also,
sorry, go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, and that brings me back to like another part of the community aspect, and like throughout throughout the lockdowns, like they were really supportive of us, right? As soon as we closed down, we didn't really know what was going on, and if we didn't have the community we had, we probably wouldn't have been able to survive the way we did. Like we did online workouts and everyone was tuning in and supporting and still paying their membership or some kind of membership in some capacity. And then when like it just kept dragging on, people kept supporting. And then when we got to go outdoors, we did outdoor boot camps and everything like that. And so that community that we talked about earlier, that's what really like got us through all these funny.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
What a testimony to the kindness of Willowdalers and their dedication, not only to fitness, but to a local business. So I'm so glad to hear that, because, they say usually when you start a business, it takes, at least a year to start being profitable. And you kind of hit the pandemic in the second year. So it's quite remarkable that, you were able to build such a strong community of support to walk with you through the pandemic, and happy that things are opening up and it's closer to normal than we've ever been. So hopefully we're going in a good direction. Now, speaking of boot camp, you have offered to organize a fundraising boot camp for us this Saturday. And we're so excited about this. Maybe you can tell us a little about what people will get to experience this Saturday at Lee Lifeson.
Okay, so we're not doing Lee Lifeson, we're doing it at Willowdale Park. No, that it is confusing because that's where we were doing it throughout all of lockdown.
Right.
So now we're doing it at Willowdale just because it's a little bit more spacious, and I'm not really sure of how many numbers we'll get, but it's just like the safer option in terms of in terms of running the boot camp. So it's at Willowdale Park, but it's
Wow.
on Saturday at 10 a.m. And what you can expect is an F45 style of workout, like interval training. We'll have like it'll be based in on a timer, and it'll be all body weight. So we won't be having the same type of equipment that you'll see in F45. But you still get an amazing workout, high energy, lots of fun. We'll get the music out there, and this is like really what members have been doing for the past year when the weather was nice. And yeah, that's on Saturday, and it should be lots of fun.
And bring a yoga mat or
Yes, yoga mat, water bottle is always a safe bet. We'll hope for some good weather. It seems to be a good week. It's looking like a good week. So, yeah, rain or shine though.
we look forward to it. We're so excited, and we thank you for, doing this. I think it's a great opportunity for our neighborhood to come out and get to know your business as well as support the work that we're doing in the neighborhood. So now it's time for our Willowdale rapid fire round.
Uh-oh.
And this is something we do with all our guests. There's no right or wrong. So it's not like, Jeopardy or trivia. Basically, you've been living in Willowdale for about a year now. And hopefully you've gotten to know a little bit more about our neighborhood. What is the healthiest food that you've eaten in our neighborhood?
Ooh.
Is that a hard one?
It is. It depends on how you look at it. I would say the most recent one, in terms of just all around like balanced, healthy meal, you can go to Cafe Landoir and get like an awesome, healthy breakfast. Like they do have some bad options too, if you want that. But I would say that's probably your best bet right now.
That's a good call. Good suggestion. And what's your favorite place to hang out in Willowdale other than F45?
I was gonna say that's like pretty much where I spend all my
Yeah.
time. I've been loving like Mel Asman Square, to be honest. Just recently with like the musical acts going on in the night, like in the nighttime and throughout the day. I don't know. I just love spending time outdoors, and that's just a cool place to do it. Like the North York market on Thursdays there. I just walk around. It's probably outside of F45 is where I spend most of my time.
Hmm. And what's your favorite thing to eat in Willowdale? Maybe it's something Korean?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Korean barbecue. I went for I don't know if anyone's gonna really know dak-galbi. There's this dak-galbi place at Young and Steeles, which is actually amazing. But that's a little bit out of our out of Willowdale. But Daldane is a top-notch Korean barbecue right there. Yeah.
That is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And you know what's really phenomenal about them is that they're so popular in Willowdale. They have 3 locations on Young Street between
Yeah.
401 and Steeles.
Yeah, and the most recent one is right by the gym at Empress,
Yeah.
right?
It's like
Like walking
work,
distance.
yeah. Work out and then go have some good
Yeah, and speaking of healthy food, that's depending on your portion size and how far you take it, Korean barbecue can be pretty healthy.
Mhm. Just don't have too much of that cheesy corn on the side,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. You gotta stay away from the kimchi and the beef. It's perfect.
And what is something that you would like to see more of here in our neighborhood?
Ooh, things like this, just community, like, and well, I think a step in the right direction from what I saw is the Willowdale BIA and just all these community groups, and it's cool when you come together and you can find ways to mix communities and like find like if you don't know about F45 or I don't know about the food drive that you're doing, like there's so many there's so many things going on in this neighborhood that there's no one there to really like connect it. So like things like this, whether it be your group, which is doing amazing work, or the BIA, which is starting out like and really starting to build that community vibe up, where like leaders in the community or business owners or just people doing things like whether it be in the arts or something that we can find out about these things or start even creating ideas to do more because like
Mhm.
it's been a shitty lockdown for everybody, right? And people want to I think people still do strive for that community aspect in life, and when there's opportunities people are going to jump on it, and so that's what
Yes.
I like to see.
You are right. I think everybody needs to feel like they belong somewhere.
Yeah,
And so the more organizations that bring people together, bring people out, the better it will be, the better experience we will all have of living here in Willowdale.
yeah.
Are there any hidden gems that you've discovered while living here?
Ooh, I'm not really sure. No.
Well,
um Hidden gems. No, well, I can't think about it.
I can share one with you. It's not hidden, but I think I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's right on the edge of Willowdale, but if you haven't been there yet, you should definitely visit Earl Bales Park.
Oh yeah, well we did a boot camp there one time too. It's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, with okay, yeah, so that'd be considered. Yeah, we did a boot camp there, and it was actually pretty funny because we started at the if you're familiar with it, we started at the ski hill at the top of the ski hill, and then we just like really surprised everybody and ran around, and then did the boot camp at the base of the ski hill, and then it's like the whole time you're just looking up at this massive hill, and it's like they're gonna make us run up that at the end, aren't they? And then right at the end, we all just ran up it. But yeah, yeah, Earl Bales is awesome. I go for bike rides there all the time. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's a beautiful place, and I took my family there this past weekend. We walked up that ski hill.
yeah,
I was like, "Whoo, that
yeah.
was a
It's tough,
workout."
eh? um, and just speaking of parks in general, like the whole area has amazing parks. Like the one that you mentioned that where we did our boot camps, it was like we kind of just stumbled onto it because we were we were looking for a place to do it, and when we were first looking at the idea of boot camp, so we started at Earl Hague, but we needed a permit that you couldn't really get at the time because no one was giving you permits. So then we went to Willowdale Park, and um, it'd get a little bit too wet on the grass some mornings because we did the early morning classes like 6 a.m. And then we found like Lee Lifeson, and it's like this. It was like the perfect setting. Like our head trainer Dom. So if you were ever in one of our classes, you know his voice, and he just like booms, and you have that shell, and it's just like a perfect stage, and it's just big enough to do a boot camp in, and it's like that place is a hidden gem for sure. That place is awesome.
So we're gonna just wrap up now. Maybe you can let us know what is the earliest and what is the latest class that people can go to at F45.
The earliest class is at 5:45 a.m.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and well, that's funny because that's our most dedicated group. 5:45 a.m. They are like the diehards. They're there every day, and they show up and they work their ass off, and they're get on with their day. So it's 5:45 is our earliest class, and then our last class is at 6:30 p.m. But it's funny, like you say, "Oh my God," to 5:45, and the amount of members that we've had that have transitioned from coming in the evening and being like, "I'm never going to be a morning workout person," and then slowly but surely, like it just starts creeping, and then they can't do anything else besides the 5:45 class. So
That must be
maybe one day, Lily, we'll get you in there.
well, I'll have to really think about that, Sean, especially as the winter gets colder and darker.
And it just gets so much tougher to get out of bed, right?
It does, it does. And other than F45, what other forms of exercise do you participate in?
I still play soccer pretty religiously. I'm part of a team out in Scarborough, and I will be getting back into hockey. But other than like those are my two main sports. So like winter is hockey, summer is soccer. I play in like men's leagues and biking. It's tough now. Like when I wasn't living in Willowdale, I'd bike here all the time and get a lot of bikes in. But now I'm like just just walking a lot. But biking is definitely after F45 my second favorite form of getting around.
There's some great trails around
Yeah,
Willowdale and beyond. So
yeah.
hopefully,
The Finch corridor that's what it's called?
mhm,
Yeah, the hydro lines. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah,
yeah, nice long stretches.
yeah,
Well, thank you so much for spending time with us today. And we look forward to seeing you this Saturday at 10 a.m. for those of us who want to give a try to F45, break some sweat, and maybe turn a new leaf. Maybe
yeah.
it could be the beginning of, post lockdown version of life that many of us have forgotten. So, thank you for all your dedication to the neighborhood, and we look forward to hearing more about the ongoings of F45 and all the committed community members there. Thank you, Sean.
Yes, thanks for having me. And I look forward to seeing everybody 10 a.m.
Amazing. Yes, 100%. We got to be there. I mean, compared to 5:45 in the morning, 10 a.m. is
Yeah,
like
right.
a late start.
That's
So
sleeping in. Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
someone's
Awesome.
just asking, how can I sign up? Just show up, right? 10 a.m. at Willowdale
Yeah.
Park.
So we also have. I think Sebastian I saw there was included in an Eventbrite. So we put the class on Eventbrite, which has a link to donate as well. So yeah, we should have mentioned this, but Eventbrite, I believe the link has been shared right there.
Yeah,
And
it's down at the bottom there,
okay,
100%.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I'll also post it in the comments after the interview ends. But yeah, scrolling down at the bottom there, you'll see a link. You can also go on our Instagram page, and the link is in our bio as well. But it's bit.ly/F45 North York Bootcamp. You can also email northyork at f45training.com to sign up as well. But yes, 10 a.m. This Saturday, and the funds from this boot camp are going to go towards some amazing work. We've got our upcoming food hub and a lot of great community programming. So this is we're really excited because not only are we're breaking a sweat. I mean, I'm about to go have a friendsgiving dinner after this. It's like never ending. My waistline is crying. I 100% need this, so I'm so excited. And while you're following us on Instagram and looking out for the details, make sure to follow F45 as well at F45 North York, so you can keep up with exactly what is happening at the F45 right in our neighborhood. I think as well, Sean, like people can sign up for trials as well to like dip their toe in the water. Is that true too?
yeah, for sure. We have a 7-day trial. You could sign up for that on our website or email us or go on Instagram and DM us there, and we could get you set up with the trial, and you can see what all the fuss is about.
It might
5:45,
change
right,
your
Lily?
life, right?
That's right.
Yeah, 45 minutes. I mean, you tell me an hour, I'm a little nervous, but 45
Right.
minutes, I could do that.
Three
Amazing.
3% of your day. That's our tagline right there. 3% of
Whoa.
your day. Think
Okay.
about it like that.
Amazing. Okay. Good. Okay. That stuck with me. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sean. Thank you, Lily. I'm so glad Facebook was like down last week. I'm so glad we were able to do it this week
Yeah.
and get together and chat. And we'll be back next week, next time, with the same time. We'll be in the same place with a new neighbor. So on behalf of Sean, Lily, and myself, you have yourself a wonderful week, Willowdale, and we'll see you next time. I'm gonna play us out. Let's at least walk down the stairs or up the stairs a few times today. We'll get that. We'll get that in our system. There's still 45 minutes left in this day at least. So awesome. Bye, everyone.